All righty, welcome back, Red Riders, for Slim and Bones. I am Devo. We have the whole gang here, and so, fellas, it is now officially the off season, right? Free agency starts the morning after the World Series, so we're officially in that 5 day or so window where we're going to see some movement, hopefully. But before we get too deep into that, guys, how we doing?
Doing pretty good. I've been chilling. I enjoyed the last couple, the weekend off. It's been nice not having to actually grind and watch 3 hours of baseball and then text and talk with you guys about it for an hour. It's been broken up. I was texting Bones earlier. It starts back up in about 3.5 months. So it's a very small break. So enjoy it. Hang out with your families and stuff like all that good stuff. Besides that, I was watching movies again, and another good movie that I finished up, I haven't seen in a while, and it's good for today's time, is Fight Club. And in every single scene in Fight Club, there's this big corporation brand in every scene. You know what company it is? Big time.
Every scene in Fight Club, what, you see like their logo somewhere?
You see their logo, exactly. It's like it's kind of like, ironic consumerism type stuff. Think about the time when it came out.
All right, so you said ironic consumerism. Think about the time when it came out. So that's 90s. Oh man,
still relevant today. I mean, still big time today. This
Tylenol.
Tylenol?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
You want to take a guess, Bones?
I never seen it.
I'll tell you what. You never seen it, and you never been to this place. I guarantee you that.
The gym.
Yeah,
nope.
That's where I thought he was going. That's where I thought he was going.
Nope. Starbucks.
I was going to say like Dunkin'.
Yeah, there's a Starbucks coffee in every single scene.
Oh, interesting.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And is it every fight scene? It can't be. It's literally every scene.
There's one hidden in every scene.
That is interesting. I've never heard that, and I've seen Starbucks, and I've also seen Fight Club several times. So that's interesting. And Slim, let you get to it, Bones. But let me just do a quick call to action here, guys. We just eclipsed 1,400 subscribers. So, guys, what do you do once you hit 1,400? What do we do next?
1,500.
1,500. Correct answer. All right, so guys, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. You know the deal. It helps. Also, the redcornerpod.com is live. I just got this fresh hoodie in. Slim, why don't you show off that Stop the Stigma t-shirt you got?
Here's the Stop the Stigma t-shirt. All proceeds go to the Pink Elephant Movement. It has the Red Corner on the sleeve there. And we're going to be keeping this up. They're doing their walk this weekend, so if you get a chance, stop over, say what's up. This Saturday, I believe it is. So, yeah, it's great stuff.
Great shout out there. So, yeah, guys, check that out. And if you want
good quality, it's a little dry fit-ish.
Is it?
Yeah,
nice.
It's comfy.
Awesome. Bones, what do you got for us?
Well, Chris said how we got the off season coming up, but I think this is one of starting beginning of November is like a great sports month. We're getting deeper into college football season, right? Mm-hmm. College basketball starting tonight. We got a top 25 game on right now, Arizona and Florida. This is my time of year right after baseball, even though baseball is my favorite.
Yeah.
But my thing is, last year we had our little thing on here with what do we call it? the isms for today's generation.
Right. Yeah,
Chris, this is probably more relevant to Chris because my kids are doing it. The old 6'7", Chris.
Yeah. So
what is this deal?
Yeah, so that deal is a TikTok trend. I believe the young kid's name was KT. He's a basketball player. He'll probably be committed to a D1 school in a year or two. I think he was a sophomore-ish. Yeah, in these AAU circus. I forget what he did, but he made a video. He did 6'7". Then it was tagged with LaMelo Ball, and then it was tagged with local Philly rapper Skrilla, that's where it's at now. He's touring with his song, and he references 6'7" in his song, so it's actually a meta thing.
Oh, wow.
And he explains that on one of these lyric websites. And the
Chris
this is
is
what
deep into the 6-7. I wasn't expecting that, to be honest with you. I was hoping like if like
Yeah.
kids are doing it in school or something.
Yeah, super duper deep.
I was just introduced to 6-7 from my wife's godchildren. They taught me all about it. Yeah, I mean, at first glance, it's like, what the heck does it mean? Apparently, it means nothing, right? It's just
Means
like a
absolutely nothing.
goofy trend. And when someone says 6, you go 7. So I get it. I get it.
Yeah, I seen a
So,
lot over the weekend with Halloween costumes. That's where I
oh,
seen it.
really?
Yeah. Like
Oh, I didn't see
adults
that.
were making fun of it because like it's a kid trend thing on TikTok, so they want dressed as that as
6 and 7. Got
yeah.
it.
And the truth is, it's been out for like over a year now. It kind of got a little bit of a second win with school going back in. It's like the kids who weren't hip to it last year, the younger generation, the real young kids are now saying it. The parents are all saying it. It's a Halloween costume. So we'll be putting 6-7 to bed soon.
Well, speaking of 6 and 7, we just had game 6 and 7 of the World Series.
Wow, that's a good
How'd I do there, boys?
Pretty
So,
good.
you gotta go, I guess.
yeah, I gotta go like this. So, talk about good baseball, right? I mean, I know baseball's on fire for us all the time, but it seems like it's now become more of a gen pop, to use Slim's Twitter phrase.
Yes.
More of a gen pop thing now. The Game 7 of the World Series outpaced the Game 7 of the NBA. I don't know if you guys saw this, by like 10 million views. So baseball's back. And the last 2 games were absolutely ridiculous. Last 3 games, we had an 18-inning game. I'm going to set you guys up, and I'm going to let you go. 18-inning game. We had a ball-lodged game, and we had one of the greatest baseball games you'll ever see in Game 7. So, boys, let's start with you on this, Bones, since I watched it with you, Slim. What was that like for you?
So I was like working a party, but and they were talking about it on the radio today. It might have been the greatest baseball game that I've watched, right? And the greatest series that I've watched, possibly. So it just had everything. It had the highs, the lows, both teams, and then if you don't get on this Dodgers team, you don't capitalize on opportunities, they're going to come back and beat you, and that's exactly what happened.
Well said.
For me, the big stuff with Game 6 and Game 7 is Rojas, man. You know, he was integral last year. We see guys like Hernandez. We see Edmonds, these other role player types who come up big. And, man, after not playing the first 5 games, he didn't play the first 5 games. He was awesome in Game 6. And then he was unbelievable in Game 7, right? In Game 7, he had a home run that was as iconic as Kirk Gibson's home run or any other home run that's out there. That's after he didn't have any hits. He didn't have a hit for an entire month.
It's baseball,
all right?
man.
And then even better was that was the top of the inning to tie it, right? With 1 out, he ties it with the solo shot. And then he makes the play at home in the bottom of the inning, which, I mean, one great play deserves another great play. That's what Shaq always says. So that was unreal stuff, because that play at home, anyone that I went back before we went live today, I was like, man, I'm going to need to have a take on this double lead stuff, right? And I kind of stayed out of it. And, man, all kudos and flowers to Rojas. That was an incredible play. Maybe a faster guy gets there, but he made it an outstanding play.
So since you mentioned that, so there's 2 things that are getting criticism. Number 1, the lack of secondary lead, right? And number 2, the style of slide that he did, right? He did the more pop-up slide, which you definitely don't do there. So out of those 2 things, what jumped out at you the most?
I would say the lead, because it just brought me back to Phillies with Castellanos on that the bunt play, the wheel play.
Right.
That's what it brought back to me. I don't care about the slide. I don't think it affected it.
Really? I mean,
yeah.
I do.
And Ruben Amaro was talking about it on WIP today. If his lead was better and his secondary lead was better, like, we're not even talking about the slide, because
that is
he
true.
wouldn't have needed it.
That is true.
I agree with Bones. I think the lead's a bigger situation, but I think it's hard. I'm not sure where he was at with it. Yeah, I don't blame him for not getting there. It reminds me, though, of Bo Pichette, right? Because early in the game, in Game 7, he had a chance to come home and he's hobbling around second, getting the third. And then later he was pulled in a base running situation. Granted, he hit a huge home run very soon thereafter, but still, it was a 1-run game. And like Bone said, these small things end up costing World Series. You know,
They do, and the biggest thing is Slim. You mentioned that the Joe Carter moment that on the flip side that he has now, right? But on the other side of Joe Carter, there's a guy that we're very familiar with in Mitch Williams, which now Jeff Hoffman had his Mitch Williams moment, which you hate to see it, or Bones, maybe you like to see it.
Love to see it. Love to see it. Not only one, because I think in like game 6, I started like moving towards the direction towards the Dodgers, because that's all they kept on talking about was Joe Carter, game 6, 93. And next thing you know, I'm sitting there effing you to the TV screaming, "Let's go Dodgers," because of that.
Yeah.
But for your reason, Chris's boy, old Jeff Hoffman, most home runs given up by a closer in baseball, ERA of 4.5, comes back to bite him in the ass. That's why he wasn't given the money in Philadelphia, because he's not a closer.
absolutely.
Midget minded, as
Woo.
I said on the.
Woo. Choice words. But you know what? I couldn't believe it. He really let me down. It was going to be a hard 4 outs to get. That's all I have to say. He gets paid to do it. There's no doubt. I was telling Devo next to me that Jeff Hoffman's elite. That he might as well be coming out to enter Sandman, because it's like Mariano Rivera. I was trying to build him up, and he has something. I hope he doesn't have something spiritually wrong with him, because this guy is cursed, brother. He is cursed.
Yeah, and so Slim and I were at New Wave in Philly watching the game together. We had the bar bumping, man. There was a couple Red Riders there, actually, which was cool. But I feel bad for Hoppin to a certain extent. He took full responsibility. He said after the game, I basically took a World Series ring off of everybody here. So, I mean, you hate to see that, because Hoffman is a great guy. But, Bones has been knocking that door down all year long. But let's talk about the next really big moment, which honestly, one of the biggest moments I can recall in live sports watching. That Andy Pages catch. Don't call him Pages. Andy Pages catch was one of the. I just kept on saying, "Oh my God!" The ball felt like it was in the air for an hour. He went a mile to catch that, and that's the classic. If he drops that, they lose, right? Like
They lose.
Yeah.
Game's over. This game, going from game 5, game 6, and game 7, there was too much drama.
Too much.
It was way too much to where it's a fairy tale. I don't believe it. All right. We had the 18-inning game, which was crazy. We had game 6, which was awesome. And then game 5, game 6 was awesome. And then game 7, like you said, play after play that I never seen a baseball game like this ever in my life. You had Kiki Hernandez, who thought he was going to be the Willie Mays, and the next you know, he gets Randy Moss. Yeah. Thankfully for the Dodgers, and not so good for the Blue Jays. 1 point, that was Barger, right? Barger hit that shot that got caught, and then he was also the guy who got doubled up, right? Mm-hmm. So it's sometimes just feels like these dudes press, and it's hard. You can't say it's not a science, but it's funny. It's the opposite of Rojas, right? One thing goes your way, the next thing goes your way. Not true for Barger.
Yeah, it was like my first words the other night were, wow, after the game 6. Because they have everything going. They hit that, and they had a segment on MLB Network where DeRosa was literally like throwing a ball at the wall, and it's not getting stuck. He goes, this thing's got to be like drilled in there for it to get stuck. And the guy next to bat, guy had a great series. He hit over 400, but Ernie Clement was the next guy up when Glasnow came in. And these dudes don't swing at the first pitch at all series. He swings at the first pitch, running in on fastball, and he pops up to Freeman. another pitch, and then the double play ball. I'm like,
I couldn't agree more with you, Bones. Couldn't agree more
and that's
with
what
you.
it just sucks because he played so great, but that was the moment. Like that was in my head from that moment on.
Yeah.
No, this is what has to be heard because a lot of people are going to say the opposite. They're going to say, oh, sometimes that's the pitch to hit. You jump out on this first pitch guy. He was hot, yada, yada, yada. It doesn't matter because that out gave Glasnow all the confidence in the world to do what he had to do. It's the biggest sigh of relief throwing one pitch and getting one out right off the bat like that. It just, like I said, just puts you in that zone.
Right.
The Blue Jays, again, pressing just a little bit too much.
Yeah, which, going back to Game 7, which leads to the ultimate hero in Will Smith, right? He hits the go-ahead final home run of the year for the Blue Jays to put them ahead to win back-to-back World Series champions, which I want to tie this topic up because obviously this is not a Dodgers or a Blue Jays podcast with, gentlemen, we've been teasing this all postseason. If the
Before you go, sorry.
What do you got? No, hit me.
Interesting nugget. There's only 3 times that a World Series ended with a double play. This was the 3rd time. First time since 1947.
Woo!
That a series was finished. World Series was finished on a double play ball.
Well, I got to one-up you. It's the first time ever it was a tying home run was hit in the 9th inning or later. What Rojas did was never done before.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole game's insane. The whole game is insane.
Even the 9th, right? Vladdy leads off with a double, right?
Yeah.
So with a double, they have a man on second with no outs.
Yeah,
and then I believe Yamamoto hit, was it Kirk?
Yep.
Or did Kirk hit was Kirk the one that hit the double play? Anyway, Yamamoto hit somebody, so it was a man on first and second with no outs.
Well, they made a snag. Didn't Muncy make a snag that inning?
Yeah.
Yeah, Muncy made a big snag. That was probably underrated. We're just getting into it now. So, yeah, like you said, not a Dodgers podcast, not a Blue Jays podcast. Hopefully we don't have to talk about them ever again.
No, those are 2 great nuggets, though. I'm glad you guys mentioned that. But what I was going to close with is just saying, like, hey, so we've been teasing this all postseason. If the Dodgers do, in fact, win the World Series, which they obviously have at this point, do we feel any better about the fact that the Phillies were the only guys to kind of show little blemishes, especially the Yamamoto?
I 100% feel better. I kind of felt that way going into the World Series, though, so nothing on that front changed.
It doesn't ease the pain on me because I just have like they could have won, but we were saying like how was the Phillies Dodgers the World Series? Well, that just topped it. I don't think the Phillies Dodgers was the World Series now because of that series that just happened.
Right.
But I don't think I don't think it's like easier on me because they won. It's harder because I think we could have beat them. I think.
Yeah. I think we could have beat both of those teams. The biggest thing is, and now we're going to nice segue into who the Phillies free agents are coming up, is does the fact that Dombrowski and Middleton are looking at how close they were to that Dodgers series and seeing who ultimately win change their free agent strategy at all? So let's take a look here. Phillies upcoming free agents. We have 10 names on the board here. And let's just be very efficient here and go through and talk one by one on the names that we believe will be back in Phillies pinstripes. Bones, let's start with you. JT Realmuto, we'll be bringing them back. Let's have a conversation on each of these guys.
Yeah, I think JT comes back. We talked about it before. He's so important to this pitching staff, and he needs to come back. Because he's going to be cheaper, right? But he's going to be cheaper than Schwarber, right? So
Sure.
I would put him as a priority to bring back. So JT Realmuto will be a Philly.
I 100% agree. He's going to be a Philly. I'm willing to go the 3 years, which I guess kind of does that put us in the like $33-36 million range or something along those lines. I'm cool with that. The only issue you said, Bones, if we're making him a priority and then other teams are going to be extending those years, that's where it gets a little wonky for the Phillies. For me, it's no issue. I guess for you guys, it doesn't seem to be too much of an issue. And frankly, I don't like the other options. I don't like Marshawn. I don't like a low tier catcher replacement because a lot of times, sometimes they're good one way, sometimes they're not good the other way. And right now, I'm not totally sold on the Orioles catcher,
Rushman.
Adley Rushman, yeah.
Rushman.
Yeah, I mean that's a little bit of a flyer pick by me, but I hear you there. And so, two quick notes. So, Real Muto is not eligible for the qualifying offer, right? Because he's previously received one. So that's one just to throw out there. So that won't be going to him. The other thing is, there's been a lot of reports that Real Muto is expecting to get a lot of activity as far as interest, more than Schwarber. That is, meaning more teams, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, the
Right.
dollar amount won't be as much, but that's an interesting thing and not a good thing for the Phillies, right? Because the more
Right.
teams that are involved, the more leverage and all that. So that 4 year, which you mentioned, Slim, in the past, if that's the number that's getting floated around there at JT, the question then is does the loyalty card come into effect? And hopefully he wants to stay here. So we'll have to keep in, but we're all on the same page. We want to keep Real Muto. Let's move back to Slim's boy, Kepler. What do you got for us, Slim?
When we had the last thing on Remuto, when we
Yeah.
talk about the teams, I would hope he would want to get a World Series ring and go to a competitor. So hopefully that axes out like some of the teams in his market. When it comes to Max Kepler, however, I'm
Yeah,
not
that's
interested.
a good point because both the Dodgers and the Yankees have catchers,
Right.
So, go call.
Uh, Max Kepler, I don't want at all unless he's like, hey guys, my market stinks. I'll come back on like 3 million, 4 million. Other things don't fall out the way we want, but there's no way. It would have to be plan F and it would have to be at a great rate.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about Plan F. I would go down to like J or something, but yeah, I don't want Max Kepler back here. He gone.
Agreed. Agreed. Not a great fit. Didn't work out.
Yeah.
Let's move down the list here.
Time out. What's the
What?
Brad Pitt movie World War Z? That's our World War Z plan, Max Kepler.
Yeah, that's a classic movie. I actually do. That's an underrated film. Let's keep it moving here. Kyle Schwarber. I have outfield there, but outfield slash DH. So, what are we thinking here, boys?
Nothing's changed for me.
Yeah.
Him and Kyle Schwarber, I wish him and Bermuda were already signed. Would have signed them a while ago. They're not. I'm willing to do the 5 years. I'm willing to go up to 100. And oh man, I saw 160, 165. I would give him 15 million more for 5 years, 180 million.
So to me, I don't want to go to 5 years. I hope it's like 130, and then maybe if like the fifth year is something he wants, maybe throw more money on the 4 years just to like kind of bring him in. But I really don't want to go to 5 years with that because we talked about it before, like where he is the DH, he holds up a lot of different things in that position because he can't do nothing else. And we got other players that we can like need breaks and stuff like that. It's just tough.
So you want to stay in the 4 years? Yeah, no, I hear that. The interesting thing about this is, I mean, for Schwarber's standpoint, his leverage couldn't be any better, right? Top 2 or 3 MVP year. The other thing is, like the market goes, there is a couple other power bats, right? There's Alonso, there's Suarez out there. So those will be the guys that are obviously getting comped to him. We'll talk more about that as the offseason goes down the line. I've gone back and forth, but I'm in now. So Schwarber in.
And quick notes, and if we get him for 4 years, at this point, it seems like a huge win, right? It's like, yeah, it sounds good. But yeah, by the end of his career, he's going to have over 500 home runs, hopefully. He's hopefully going to be a dark horse, I think, to get himself into the Hall of Fame. He needs, especially if he ends up getting a World Series here with Philadelphia. Last note, I will take Schwarber's next 5 years over Alonso's next 5 years, without a doubt.
Interesting. Okay, so that
home runs, RBIs.
interesting. Okay, so here's a question since you brought that up. So for equal money for 5 years, who would you guys want? You got to factor in defense, though, don't you?
I think if Alonso comes here, he would be the DH. So defense doesn't really play a factor.
I don't think he'd be the DH. I mean, I think he could be the DH, and he probably would be a DH for a lot. But I think there would be a shot that Harper would go to the outfield. No,
No, I'm saying like if Alonso was to come here, it would
Right.
be to replace Schwarber. We're not going to do both.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Yeah,
That's fair. Okay, so go. Let's go back to
but
the
give me
question.
Schwarber
Let's go back. There you go. All
because
right, so
I
you're
think
taking Schwarber.
I think Alonso's a loser, and Schwarber all he does is he's been in the playoffs every year of his career, right?
So Slim, you're for 5 years, same money. You're going Schwarber over Alonso.
Yes.
Okay. So my heart says Schwarber. My cold like GM hat, honestly, that might be an Alonso for me.
All right, makes sense.
Just
Makes sense.
because I'm getting defense. I'm getting a solid defender at first. I mean, obviously not a Gold Glover, but a passable defender.
I would have said something different last all season, but I'm out on Alonso.
And I think Alonso might be a year younger too. All right, so let's keep it moving here, boys. Ranger Suarez. This is the other one that we got to spend a little time on. Obviously, probably the top left-handed free agent. Scott Boras is his agent, so it's always going to be interesting. Bones, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I just don't see Suarez coming back. I think the money's going to be too steep unless they can somehow move Aaron Nola out of here with his contract. I don't see Ranger coming back, and I would love to have him back because he's a gamer. But business side, he doesn't come back.
If the rumors are true to where the Phillies are actually in on Yamamoto, right? Because they're saying that we were offering Yamamoto the most money, more so than the Dodgers were. If that's true, this would be a spot I would love to see the Rangers or to see the Phillies actually extend the wallet a little bit and sign Ranger. You know, he's homegrown. He's fantastic. And when you compare him to guys across the league, he's one of the tops in baseball. We know his playoff ERA. We know he's a gamer. We just saw the amount of pitching depth that it took the Dodgers to get it done, and we're going to need that. We're going to need the same exact thing because we're talking about Nola kind of low-key falling off, and then we're going to let Suarez walk. You know, so where's the depth?
So I get the logic that when you first started there, I wasn't following you, but now I get where you're going. Basically, what you're saying is we were willing to spread the pocketbook on a $300 and something million player.
Right.
If we could do it for him, then why can't we put a little bit of something towards Suarez? Obviously, it's not going to be that much, but no, I get you, man. Listen, I don't think there will be a single Phillies fan disappointed if Ranger gets overpaid by us, right? Like, I think we'll all be happy about it for the first couple of years. It's definitely going to be one of those things where I don't think he's going to get a 6 or 7 year deal elsewhere. So I just don't.
We're really talking about there's no chance that the Phillies spend like $350 million this offseason, right? Because, Schwarber's 150, Suarez is 150, or around those ballparks. They're both over 100. So what's the over-under? How much money are the Phillies going to spend this offseason? What's that over-under? That's all. I know it's a crazy number to throw out, but we're in prediction markets. We're three smart guys.
All right, so I'll do the quick one. So Schwarber, let's just say 150. Let's throw that number out there for Schwarber, 150. Real Muto, let's say 30. So now we're at 180. Who else we got?
Suarez would be 150, I would say.
Yeah, I don't think we're signing Suarez. So I don't. So
okay,
I
see what you're saying.
Yeah,
so you're at 180 spending.
Yeah, I think there's going to be more than that, but I think those are the two big ones, and then we'll see. $300 million wouldn't be crazy.
$245 million over under this all season spending. I'm going over. I'm going to take the over.
Me too.
I'm going to take the under.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was going to say like 235-ish, 240.
Okay. You like the number then?
You're saying committed dollars, not spending. I get what you're saying.
Committed dollars. Yeah. Committed dollars. Total contracts.
Yep.
They all went to fruition.
just so the Red Riders don't try to get technical on you. I know what Slim's saying. All right, but I like that question. Let's revisit that when we can do a little bit more number crunching. I really do like that question.
The front office.
Yeah. All right, so Slim's boy, Walker Buehler. So I'll let you start here. Do you still think that there's a chance we bring him back, Slim?
Yeah, I mean, why not? I don't think his talent's great. I think he, like I said, when it comes to depth, we're going to be losing guys, and he can be a cheap little option. I definitely prefer him over a Joe Ross type, and that's kind of where I put him right now, like that 6 guy. Where what kind of hurts him is we already have money tied up in Walker, right? So it's
Right.
like why have Bueller when we already have Walker? And they're kind of in the same realm as like 6 starters, never going to touch the postseason action.
Yeah, I would love to bring Walker Buehler back. I think they will, and because of the status of Wheeler, which we'll get into later.
Yeah.
But I think he's someone. I think he pitched well here. I think someone he might like it being here with Caleb Coughlin, figure out what his problems were. So I would love to bring him back for that role because I don't think that Walker will be here.
Yeah, so both of your optimism on Walker Buehler kind of has me a little pumped up because I do like the idea of bringing him back. So I'll be kind of keeping an eye on that close because I did not expect it, but the more I hear you guys talk about it, the more it does make sense, right? Veteran presence, a guy who's done it all. Why not have an extra arm that you can maybe get that rebound year from? So I'm not against that at all. So let's lump these final 3 relievers before we go to the club option guys. So out of David Robertson, Lou Trevino, and Tim Meza, did any one of them show you enough to where you think you want them back?
No, and the Robertson thing, like, it's maybe
that's an animal. Yeah, that's an animal to itself. You're right.
Right, exactly. So the other 2 guys, Lou Trevino, you could tell me he was a TikTok meme, like 6'7", and I would believe you. Yo, Lou Trevino.
I think he's a local guy too.
I actually think they're going to bring Lou Trevino back because he's a cheaper option out of the bullpen.
Lou Trevino?
And I think he can pitch well for us.
Okay.
But the last 2 are probably the most, sexy as far as because there's club options. So Max Bader. Let's start with you on this, Bones. Let's run it back to you. We got the mutual option. We all know that that's not going to get picked up. But fine, I want your final thoughts on this. Are the Phillies going to bring him back?
Are they going to bring him back? No. Do I want them to bring him back? Yes.
Okay.
But I think if he can come here like 2 years, if somebody goes beyond that, I think we'll go for that. If it's like a 2-year deal, maybe like $30 million, I would take it because the options for $10 million. It's a buyout of 3 if he declines. Right? He's going to decline because he's going to get more money. I'm going to say yes. They're going to re-sign Harrison Bader.
Oh, okay.
Now that I think more of it.
If we get Bader, I kind of feel like that Realmuto might be on the move or something. Because I would love to see a scenario where we bring back the 2 studs, Schwarber, Suarez, the big time performers, and then that kind of leads out Realmuto and maybe Bader. I want to see Bader back. I want to see him back. I think the price is good. I just have it's hard to guess, man. I don't know what's going on in the head. I don't know where they think all these numbers are going to fall because, like I said, there's 4 guys on there that I truly think can be part of a World Series championship team here in Philadelphia next year, or 5 guys: Alvarado, Bader, Suarez, Schwarber, and Realmuto.
So here's my question: how much better do you think Max Bader is compared to Crawford? And do you think that he's $15 million better, right? Like that's the conversation that you probably have to have because I'm thinking about it from that standpoint. A, is Bader going to be blocking him in any way, shape, or form? And B, can the Phillies get that production or at least enough of it where you don't have to spend $15 million a year on him?
Well, I think it all depends on if they're going to put Crawford in center or left.
Sure.
So if they're going to put him in center, obviously they're not going to re-sign Bader because, like we already talked about, Crawford's coming up.
Yep.
No doubt. He's starting out with the Phillies. So if they're going to put him in left, then yeah, re-sign him. But if they're set on him playing center, then no, they wouldn't re-sign Bader, and he's not worth the $15 million to keep Crawford down again.
But what if you could move on from Marsh or someone, right? Because you're going to lose the Kepler money. Kepler got paid what, like $10 million, $10 million. So there's $10 million right off the bat. It stinks, and nobody wants to talk about it. But we got the dead money apparently with Castellanos, and then where is Marsh? Marsh not one of these arbitration guys. Is he due for like $7 million, $8 million?
That's
so
right.
there's right. So then that's $17-18 million. All right, for two guys, which makes sense. We can throw that money at we can throw it at Bader, maybe even for a short term, maybe just for 2 years. Maybe give him like 24, 25 million, or like you said, 30 million, 2 years. And then because Crawford's going to be dirt cheap.
Yeah, I guess
and then it's a short-term commitment. You can have Remuto and Bader and basically try to do like another 2-year window.
I hear that, but I guess my biggest concern is I don't love the idea of a potential Marsh, Bader, Crawford outfield.
No, Marsh would have to be gone. It would have to be Crawford, Bader, and another.
Right. So I'm leaning towards some type of platoon having a name, right? A guy, and then Crawford. That's what I'm hoping this offseason looks like. So we'll see.
So you're hoping to get someone bigger than out there, probably via trade or maybe in the outfield.
Correct. But who's the guy? Especially when you start talking two-way, because look at the plays that these guys were making, man. And we've seen Bader is fantastic in the field. So I think if we have Crawford and Bader, that's a real good start with two-way type players.
I mean, you'd be surprised, right? There's always names out there.
No doubt, 100%.
I go back to my boy Ward from the Angels. That's a name that's still out there. Like there's guys, and even Duran still gets rumored out there, right, for the Red Sox. So there's names out there.
Yeah, Ward's a hot name. Ward's definitely a hot name. He had a big year last year, so I don't think he's going to be as cheap. Some people want to throw, like I said, we want to get rid of Marsh, but who wants Marsh? Who wants Castellanos? The guy that we could potentially move is Bone. So would you trade Bone for Ward?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
The control.
Just want to get a temperature check.
Does their control line up? I think they each have 1 year left, right?
Yeah.
Because that's the factor, the biggest factor of that.
Yep.
Yeah. So they probably wouldn't do that.
They were right nuts when we saw him. He was cranking them.
Yeah. Yeah. The Angels probably wouldn't do that. But all right. So good. I like that conversation there on Bader. So the outfield's a problem, man. The outfield's a problem. So it's a problem that won't go away. It's been a problem for 4 years.
Yeah.
All right. So Alvarado, club option. So this comes down to Bones. Are the Phillies going to pick it up or not?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, no, Alvarado, he's going to be one of those special pieces for us, hopefully, in next year's World Series run. Something that we just didn't have this year. Extra depth. Very fantastic pitcher. So I'm pumped to have him back next year.
Same. That was an arm, like you guys said. We could have used him in the playoffs for sure. All right, boys. Another great episode. Red Riders, if you are still here, please do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. You know it helps. We're going to be doing this all off season long. Go look at that over there. Stop this thing. Get one of those shirts. Right down in our channel here. Oh, I love that sleeve. Good call. I think that was your idea too, Bones. So good call on that sleeve emblem. Guys, jump on over to Red Corner Pod, the redcornerpod.com. Guys, let's get them all one go. Let's do one.
All right, the redcornerpod.com.
The redcornerpod.com.
We got to do like a little bit like a hike or something. We got to have like a little like we got to think of something where we know the signal that we know to do that.
Like one of those old school. We need a old school advertisement, Oscar Mayer Wiener, cartoon where we're
Yes.
advertising the pot.
Oh, that's actually a really good point that you brought that up, Slim. So I had a Red Rider reach out. Someone wants to design a mascot for the show.
Oh, that's pretty sick.
I thought that was a pretty cool idea, and there's been some really funny ideas floated around. So we're gonna have to make it like a content thing, and we'll talk more about this offline of how do we want to have when people vote on it. But there's been some cool pitched ideas, so I'm glad you mentioned that. But guys, let's close up shop. As I was saying, we're gonna be doing this all off season, so stay tuned, and we'll see you soon. Go Phils.